With me now is Ken Robinson. He is the Director of Programs and Services for the American Red Cross Greater Toledo Area Chapter. And September isn't just September, it is also National Preparedness Month. What does that mean?
Well, it's a time that we can, one, recall what happened at 9/11 and the things that people can do to prepare themselves and their families for disasters of all kinds, whether that's a terrorist attack, God forbid, that happens again. But really, the natural disasters that we do know will happen again. We try very hard to reach the community as deeply as we can to teach them about making a kit, getting a disaster plan, and being informed about the hazards that this community faces. And September's a time that we really focus our attention on doing that.
Now, what are the kinds of disasters that you handle locally, and how many of them do you handle?
Well, house fires far and away are the #1 disaster in this community. On average, we respond to nearly one a day, if you do the math out over a year. And that is, small fires where you'll have a house or a duplex, to very large fires like last July when we had the Hunters Ridge fire, where we had 120 families that we assisted. We also have floods and the threat of tornadoes. We have pretty robust plans and continuous drills with our partners at Davis-Besse in Ottawa County in case something were to happen there with an uncontrolled release. And also another one that we don't think much about, but that will be more in our minds, I think, going forward, are hazardous materials. When you have these intermodal systems being built towards the airport, down in North Baltimore, all of that increases traffic on our highways, it increases traffic on our train tracks, and we have to plan for those types of emergencies as well.
Okay, very busy. Sometimes we forget about all the many things that the Red Cross does. Now, the kids are headed back to school as part of September, and you work with preparing children for disasters as well.
We do. We have a neat program that's called BEE, Red Cross Ready, and it was developed at our chapter by some staff members and an intern we had last year, and we reached several thousand children with that program, and that's teaching our very youngest kids what to do in an emergency. When you hear the smoke alarm, what do you do? What is 911 for, and when do you call it? What are the things you can do to help keep your house safer? We do that with the very youngest of kids. We do that in schools. We do that with businesses to make sure that employees know what they can do to keep their families more prepared and more safe if an emergency arises.
Okay, and I'm sure if families have questions that they're welcome to contact the Red Cross?
They can always contact the Red Cross, and there's a lot of information available at our website, which is www.redcrosstoledo.org. And they can download information about building a kit, making a plan, how to work with their children, to explain what they can do to be safer in their homes.
All right, thank you very much, Ken Robinson, Director of Programs and Services for the Red Cross. That's tonight's Talk Back.